hey everybody, welcome back. So what we're going to be doing today is looking for a mine that has copper type minerals, and it's called cuprite, C-U-P-R-I-T-E. That's what we're looking for. There's about 3 or 4 diggings up here I want to take a close look at. Maybe we can find a sample in one of the waste rock piles, and then there's a larger waste rock pile we're going to take a closer look at. It just might be an incline shaft. I'm not sure. It looked pretty good from Google Earth, so we're going to take a look at that. But in the meantime, I want you guys to take a look at this right here. A few days ago, Randy and I were on another recon mission, and we hiked, what do you think it was, Randy? 2 miles? Mile and a half?
Absolutely, to that mill.
There was no roads to get to this location. Well, there are, but they were closed. They really didn't want people going in there, but this was such a cool mill site. I really wanted to show it to you guys. So while we're working our way up to these cuprite mines, take a look at some of this footage. All right, so here we are on another recon day. And typically I don't bring my cameras with me on a recon day because, you know, before you ever haul all your equipment up the side of a hill, it's nice to know if you're going into a mine or going to a mine that you can even get into. And that's what we're doing today. So we have a mill up here that we're slowly but surely working our way to. The problem with this is, see, there's a road that goes to it, but there's a giant open pit operation on the other side, and they got the roads all closed off. So we're kind of coming in at this from a different direction. Hopefully it'll turn out to be something really cool when we get there. Certainly tons and tons of artifacts through here. Pretty neat. All right, I will meet back up with you guys when we get closer to that mill. That looks pretty darn cool. See you up there. Okay, well, I'm getting a little closer to it. It's taken quite a while to climb up this hill. I can't wait to get up into them all that old equipment and whatnot. This is going to be really super cool. So little by little, I'm working myself up the side of this hill. There's a little road up there. Once I get to that, I can cut across over to it. Okay guys, made it to the top. Now you can see old shirtless Randy down there walking around. He came in from the other side of the valley or the wash, and but here it is. Got leaching tanks and everything. More artifacts than you could shake a stick at. Just everywhere through here. Absolutely incredible. Look down there on the floor. You don't know if you can make it out. Right there. That's an old riffle bar. Looks like that came out of a rake. Looks like it came out of a rake classifier. What's over here? I mean, there's just everything laying around. Down here on the right here is a blower, and we got another rake classifier right here. Look at that. Yep. And what's over here now? Well, that's interesting. Why would they go through all the trouble to fence that in? They were keeping something protected. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, all the engines would have been in here. They've all been pulled, but the flywheels, darn it, it's not coming to me. There's a name for that right there, that the spindle that runs across that all the belts were attached to. I know there's a special name. It's not popping in my head right now, but look at this big blower right here. Wow. Hard to believe this all didn't get scrapped prior to World War II. Now, the giant mill, the 100 stamp mill that's over there by Blair, Nevada, that's all been scrapped out. There's nothing left over there. But this one here has somewhat survived. Okay, well, let's see if we can hop down in here safely. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't planning on doing any filming today, but this is just too cool. I had to turn the cameras on, even if it's just my cell phone. So in case you're wondering, yes, I'm filming this on an iPhone 12 Pro. Let's look over here a minute. Okay. It's just so many interesting things laying around. I don't know where to begin. And what Randy and I were finding down in the gully down there was just incredible. What do you think, Randy? Isn't that cool or what?
That had a lot of liquid.
Sure did. You see what's off to your right there? See that? What's left of that old rake? That's a rake classifier. It's used for actually in many cases for dewatering. But it's neat to see that big tank still on its stilts. A lot of this is gone. Okay, looking behind me here. One more shot up that direction. Very cool. Well, I'm going to keep scratching around here, guys. If I find something really cool, I'll be sure to show it to you. Okay, so a moment ago, we were just down there, and we're slowly working our way up the hill. I couldn't believe what I found a moment ago. This whole hillside here is filled with ball mill medium, all different sizes from 1 inch up to 3 inches in diameter. That's rare to see lying around. Most all that's been taken throughout the years. Down here in the ground, there's an agitator. Up here, probably where another tank was. We're going to be going there in a moment. This looks like an operation, maybe even probably in the 40s, because you see, look at the welds on the steel. Things aren't riveted, they're welded. So yeah, we're in the 40s. I just can't believe the amount of artifacts through this mill site. It's just absolutely incredible. All kinds of interesting things to look at. So, all right, we're working our way towards Randy. Let's go see what's over here next. Take a look at this, guys. So these are tank platforms that had bottom drains on them. Isn't that neat? I'm sure some of you, when you see that cinder cone off in the distance, you're gonna know right where I'm at. Pretty cool. So guys, things are starting to wind down now. We're at the tail end, coming in on the tail end of October, and I got to start getting things ready for headed back to Arizona. So I don't know if I'll be able to get an episode out to you next weekend. We'll just have to see how things play out. This entire time, Mr. M's been up in Oregon getting some things done. I'm waiting for him to come back. Maybe we can put together one more episode before I leave Arizona. That would be kind of fun. But if not, and I can't get one, if I can't get one out, just check the community tab on my channel's homepage. I'll let you all know there if I'm not able to get out an episode, and and kind of, you know, just let you know what's going on. Okay guys, well, we just couldn't have come all this way without getting a close look at this old cabin that's up here. Really cool. Even has a root cellar. Wow. I think I need to change the mode on my camera here. How about, there we go, that's better. All right, let's go through the back entrance here. So, off to my left, yeah, that would have been a place like think of it like a cellar for all your canned goods. Okay, yeah.
This floor doesn't look very solid.
Well, I'll be the first one to fall through, and you be the first one to laugh. What do you think, Randy?
Yeah, this is cool.
Oh yeah.
Jar bottom. This is 100 years or older. It's purple, and it's got embossing. Factory number 256, 5th District, North Carolina.
Nice.
Gallon-sized jug.
Nice find. We've been finding neat things all day. Yeah, I think this is 30s or 40s, Randy.
Well, they didn't use manganese and glass anymore in the 30s. They used it in the operation for regular stuff like that.
And the reason why I think that it's that year is look at the wall board on the inside.
This particle board.
Yep.
This is more modern.
That's modern. What do we got over here? Oh, this was the kitchen. Wow, I just can't believe how amazing these iPhone 12s are in low light conditions. I'm really impressed with this phone. I wonder what the 13 can do. Anyways, back to the cabin. So if you were living in this cabin, take a look at this view. So this is kind of like the front porch. And so after a long, hard day of mining, look at this beautiful view that you would get to enjoy every single night. Isn't that incredible?
What a bleak existence.
Now,
Live out here.
take a look at this, guys. The next thing I'm going to show you. Can we see it from here? Yeah, we can. All right, let me zoom in. All right, so right near there. See on the side of the hill over there? There is a powder magazine or a dynamite magazine, old one, on the side of that hill. I want to go take a look at that next. Okay, we're almost to the powder mag here. Just a moment ago, Randy almost stepped on a rattlesnake. Actually, we were walking along and yeah, he started rattling at about 15-20 feet away. So that's what this is, I think. All right, let's see.
Bars in the window. Why would they have a window in a powder magazine?
Well, that doesn't make sense.
It's a jail. It's for the bad miners. This is going to be a jail.
Well, this is really interesting, huh? Well, one time there was a fire in here. Look at all the soot, and you can see the level where the smoke was on the wall. But, interesting.
This is some kind of a, they might have used that as some kind of a rocket stove.
Oh, hey, look at Mr. Big Lizard here on the wall. What are you doing, Mr. Lizard? Do you work for Geico? Do you? He said you're getting a little too close for comfort.
This is cool the way this mud floor dried up and cracked. It's almost like pieces of pottery.
It is. Well, you know, yeah, the reason I'm saying this is a powder mag, Randy, is right above the door. You have venting. Okay, that was important. You got to keep your powder dry. Okay, and if this area was secure, technically, you could have a window with bars.
Okay, that makes sense for there to be a powder magazine here.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Well, the next place I'm going to show you guys is we're going to work our way back to that mill and go down into that deep ravine, because there was just artifacts laying all over down in that ravine. We want to take a close look at that next. Let's head on over there.
So long before, or when that mill was in operation, that whole area was just riddled with hundreds of vertical shafts, and it was neat to see as they cut through the mountain all the different drifts that were in the benches of the open pit mine. That was kind of neat to look at.
Okay guys, tell you what, before we head down that hill, like I was just explaining to you, I want to point out one more thing. So this open pit mine here was probably being worked, in the 90s into the 2000s. Now if you look down there, you can see that there's a drift level right there. And notice how that drift is right where you can see that dip or that fault. Right through that area, trending from lower left to upper right. Now that's probably down around the 600-foot level of this old mine. There's another drift right there on top of that hill. That's probably at the 300. And then there's another one way over there. Let me zoom in on it for you. Right up there is another drift. And then scanning along all of the various benches, I can see another one right there. And then way off in the distance, there's one there and another one down in the bottom over there. So if you look on the old topo maps of this area, this whole area was just filled with vertical shafts. And from what I've been told, some of these shafts throughout this area went down to the 1,300-foot level. But the reason I wanted to show this to you guys is when they start carving away the mountains like this, you can see the geology and the faulting going on. Just like the one I told you about right over here, you can see that fault is running right up the side of the hill there at about a 70-degree dip. Right over here, we've got another one going the opposite direction from lower right to upper left on another 70-degree dip. Okay, and that's why right up there is where they put that drift in. So as I've always said in many of my earlier videos, the miners like to chase after the gold in contact zones, especially in porphyry deposits. This one doesn't appear to be porphyry like what you'd find around Goldfield, but it's along those faults is where they're finding all them goodies. All right, let's head back down to that ravine and see if we can see any cool artifacts over there.
So later on when I got back, I looked at that area where that mill was, because I was curious to see if Google Earth actually might have showed what the area looked like before they blasted in that giant open pit. And indeed, the Google Earth images of that area shows it long before it was excavated. I was just blown away how much of that mountain they were able to excavate in only 8 years. That was pretty neat.
You know, sometimes as an abandoned mine explorer, you just have to stop for a moment and take in the view. This is absolutely incredible. I wish all of you were here because video just doesn't do it justice.
So after we got done looking at that area, Randy and I ended up at an old mill site in a ghost town. Well, the town's really not there anymore, but the town is named Blair. And we started scratching around there, and Randy found some really nice chunky pieces of mica. And he collected, how many do you think you have, Randy?
Maybe about 7 or 8 good-sized pieces.
Yeah, with really large-scale mica chips in them.
Yeah, I believe it's a muscovite mica.
Okay. Randy's going to be putting some of that up on his eBay site here in the next few days. Well, actually, by the time you guys watch this video, it'll be up. So just head on down into the description area and click on the link. All right, guys, one final thing I want to show you before we end our short little iPhone exploration here. Look at all of the cyanide containers, mercury containers. There's wash basins. There's even a flywheel down in here. Just endless amounts of artifacts all over the place. If I can get closer to the flywheel, I'll show that to you. I'm working my way down there. Okay, well, I thought that flywheel was further down the ravine. It was farther up, so I guess I'm not going to be able to show it to you. So little by little, working my way down here, you can see Randy silhouetted on the hill over there. So thanks for coming along on this fun and impromptu explore. All right, see you guys again sometime down the road. Yeah, now wasn't that cool? Not bad for cell phone video, although there's a little bit of wind noise in the microphone. That's the problem with cell phone video. I wasn't planning on doing any filming that day. Randy and I just wanted to go out and have a nice, enjoyable recon day, but it turned out we found something pretty darn cool. So I really wanted to show it to you guys. I'm happy you enjoyed that. So what we're doing now is headed over to, like I was saying earlier, some copper mines. And if we get lucky, maybe we can find some cool specimens of cooperite. There's a big shaft right over here somewhere, but unfortunately it's a sarlacc pit. At least that's what it looks like from Google Earth. I don't think it's anything that we're going to be able to get into, but I do want to look at the area and see if there's anything interesting lying around. Randy and I had a lot of fun exploring that afternoon. The area we're in here is called the Cooperite Hills, and there's small copper mines dotted all over the place. Many with shafts only about 25 to 50 feet deep, and all of them had collapsed collars, since most of these mines were dropped in probably around 1907. The views were absolutely breathtaking. Off in the distance there, you can see Stonewall Mountain, and behind that is Nellis Air Force Range. Randy has a habit of getting a little ahead of me, so from time to time I've got to just hop back into old Bob and pick him back up further down the trail. This mine here was dropped in around 1909 to 1915, somewhere in that area. Had a substantial waste rock pile, and the shaft went down about 250 to 300 feet. As you can see here, the BLM has been quite busy, laying bat bars across the opening, which for this mine probably wasn't a bad idea. You can find a lot of really cool rock specimens in these waste rock piles. If you just take the time and scratch around, you might just find what you're looking for. But besides all that, the day was just perfect. And we really enjoyed our time out in the Cooperite Hills. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this weekend. Some of you might be wondering why we're not going underground, and kind of the reason for that is in about less than 2 weeks from now, I'm headed back to Arizona. So, well, as you already know, going underground in these abandoned mines is dangerous, and I don't want to injure myself right before having to pack up, relocate down to Arizona, and have to put everything back together again. So that's kind of why we're just taking it easy. So Randy, did you find any cooperite?
I found a few very small specimens. I'll have to try to examine them later under magnification.
So if indeed they turn out to be cooperite specimens, you'll put them up on your eBay site?
Yeah. I'll put
Okay.
them up.
Well, I got one question for you. So Randy, if you swallow cooperite, does it make you poop right?
I don't know, Gly. I don't think you ain't right.
All right, guys. Again, thanks for coming along. And if I can't get an episode out next weekend, I'll let you know in the public comments section on my homepage. Okay, you guys take care. Bye-bye.